So good afternoon, everyone. Good evening to some of you. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can see. Okay, we have Angela already. Also. Okay. So good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening to some of you. On behalf of the City Council of Valonga, I would like to welcome you all to this webinar, to this travel passport of knowledge. My name is Pedro Sá Fernandes. I'm part of the youth and citizenship team of the City Council of Valongo. And on this webinar, we will be sharing with you some programs, some projects, initiatives, some facts, and curiosities about some of the projects that the European has to offer you. Before we start, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the students, the staff, teachers, headmaster of the School of Consulting for having accepted the invitation for this session, as well as all those of you who follow us by the streaming to the Saddle Facebook page. I'm hearing some of you talking. I would like you to just unmute your microphone for now. Can you do that? Can you hear some of the students? Yes. Okay. So, and to tell you all about these opportunities, programs that you have at your disposal, we invite some 5 of our partners, actually partners and friends, all of them with a vast experience as youth workers. They will share a little bit of their expertise and personal experience. So in this order, we have, let me see, okay, Malik Mustafa from Egypt. He belongs to the NGO Have a Dream. Also, Oh, sorry, we have another session here and I was just hearing my colleague. So Malik Mustafa from Egypt, from Have a Dream, and also our good friend Angela Dimiska that I saw already that she arrived, our good friend Katya, the international coordinator from Iverila, a youth center in Finland. Also the great Nereus Miginis that is facing the traffic jam from straight from Lithuania. And finally, Maria Dracu from Cyprus. She's the president of the NGO Plan B. So in this order, they will make their presentation. Each one of them will have roughly 8 minutes to present their expertise, their experience. And I would like to invite all of you students, all of you youth, to take notes of any doubts or questions that you would like to see clarified. Because at the end of the presentations, and I mean all the presentations, at the end of all their presentations, we reserve 15 minutes so that you can ask all those questions that you might have, okay? So after these questions and answers, and before we finish, we will have we will challenge all the participants to participate in a game. So stay tuned. It's an interesting game, and you will enjoy it. Okay, I would like also to remember that in order for us to deliver the certificate of participation, we need all of you to answer a satisfaction questionnaire, which will be sent by email. So bear that in mind. So having this said, and without further delay, I would like to call the first speaker of this afternoon, Malek. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so Malek from Egypt, the floor is yours, please.
Okay. Hello, young people of Volongo. I am happy to be with all of you today. I love your city, even I didn't visit it yet because I met 10 magnificent people from there last year in a well-organized culture exchange program in Finland, which was organized with Katya and facilitated by Angela. Thanks for them. Omi Nomi Malik Brazer. I'm from Africa, Egypt. There are many types of traveling, such as being tourist, studying outside your country, but the type that I prefer mostly, I'm going to talk about it today, is travel as a volunteer. In 2017, I had the chance to travel abroad after my military service in an amazing volunteering experience called African Ambassadors. I joined a group of 8 travelers in an overland expedition across Africa, going through 8 different countries along the famous land route Cape Town to Cairo. This program included various volunteering activities in each country. It was a great, unforgettable experience. We witnessed the beauty of the African, got exposed to amazing cultures, and there was a strong feeling of African solidarity. In 2018, I have been chosen to be the leader for the wave 2 of the program. There were 3 objectives in each country. First thing is volunteering. We had a different type of volunteering. The most important for me was a workshop called Collecting the Dreams of the African Kid, in which we did by collecting more than 500 dreams through 8 countries. Second thing was integrating with the African culture through meeting different peoples using public transportation and exploring their customs, tradition, and representing Egypt. We did that spontaneously along the road in a kind of public diplomacy, as they call it. And you can see from what I'm wearing, I feel with this strong attached. Third thing is visiting the main historical places and landmarks to figure out more about history and culture. When they hear Egypt, the first thing they come to their mind, they say, okay, you are parking your camel outside and you are living in a desert. But this is a stereotype. We live in a civilization. We have streets, we have buildings, we have everything. So we are not living like the stereotype. Third, there was another experience I had last month. It was called Retrieving Beirut. Did anyone hear about the explosion that happened in Beirut last month or from 2 months? Okay. On August 4, in the midst of the pandemic and severe economic collapse in Beirut, there was a massive explosion in the Beirut port, injured thousands of people and left 3,000 people without a home. Many shops, restaurants, offices were destroyed, and many that suddenly they didn't have any home. After 1 week, we decided to move as an organization to send volunteers to help and support those affected by the Beirut port explosion. In the first stage of the invitation, teams of volunteers started working on ground, cleaning from houses and businesses that were destroyed. In addition, a team of psychological is giving psychological first aid for the people affected by the disaster. And a team of engineers was conducting visits to the houses and stores located in the area to help them to rebuild their homes. And another team was conducting field visits to the stores and business located in the area to filling a business assessment with them for future potential grants to help people. A total of 50 Egyptian volunteers decided to join and travel from Cairo to Beirut to be part of the initiative. We heard from the people who were helped that this give them hope and more love for us, as that was enough for me, that they filled with hope for what we did. The third part I'm going to talk about is, and this is the last part, is what is the benefit from being volunteering abroad. I hope everyone is listening and there's no any problem in the sound. Okay. First thing, you can contribute to changing the world little by little. You don't know what is the impact you will leave on people, anyone you will meet, child, big man, small people in the country you will go. You don't know what the impact you will leave. Volunteering is like a magnifying glass on the positive and negatives in your character. So when you are on the ground, you see a lot of things you can do positively, and you see also another thing you weren't very good at it, so you will improve it at the future. Third thing, volunteering makes you happy. Helping other create happiness. Many studies said that researchers put a relation between volunteering and measure of happiness in large group. They found that more people volunteer, the happier they are. According to a study in a social science and medicine, compared with people who never volunteer, the odds of being very happy rise to 7% among those who volunteer monthly and 12% for people who volunteer every 2 to 4 weeks, and 16% who travel weekly. They feel very happy. Number 4 is meeting new people and make new friendship, and also it's a strong bond with this you are traveling with, a lifetime friends. Number 5, develop knowledge and sensitivity of the other culture and break the stereotypes, like I said. And number 6 is gain new skills and work experience while volunteering abroad, such as time management, ability to assess situation, patience, confidence, teamwork. And last thing is learning a foreign language. Let me tell you fast an experience I had in Kenya and Tanzania when I went from 3 years. Did people watch Lion King? If you watch Lion King, raise your hand. Okay. In Lion King movie, they say Hakuna Matata a lot. And I thought this is a word that the writer have put it in the movie. But when I went to the streets in Tanzania and Kenya, I found all the people saying this word, Hakuna Matata. And it means no problem. So if you are buying something, then you didn't deal with the buyer, he will tell you, okay, Hakuna Matata. So it was like a shock for me that it's a real language, and who made the movie, they saw the culture and take a lot of it, even in the scenes. You can find many places in the movie are there in the real life. Montayo, obrigado. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you have benefited anything from the talk. Thank you. Thank you, Bedroom.
Thank you so much, Malik. It's always wonderful to hear how our local NGO in such vast territory as Egypt can do so great things and amazing thing for the youth. And thank you for your expertise and the sharing that you done here. Thank you. So next one, Angela. Are you? She's there. Okay. Hello, Angela from Romania. Our brilliant youth worker, also scout, isn't it?
Yes.
We can hear you. Can you share with us your experience, please?
Yes, sure. Hello, everyone. I'm super happy to be here, and thank you for inviting me. Today, I will talk about my European Solidarity Corps experience that I had last year in Finland. So I'm from Romania. I grew up in a really small village, like 4,000 people maybe. The only extra activity that I had was the scout activities. And the first time when I traveled abroad was when I was 18 years old, like a seasonal worker. I said, maybe you have heard about it or not. It is a program that started many years ago, and it's a volunteering program for teenagers between 18 years old and 13 years old from Europe. and also some other countries sometimes for some projects. And basically you can choose to go in another country, in another organization, to work for a few months, and you can choose between 2 or 12 months, like 1 year it's the maximum. I chose to go to Finland, and it was a decision that I took after I worked few years. So I knew about this opportunity, but somehow it was not the time. So whenever like you feel like you want to try another experience, this is like something really nice. And yes, how did I choose the project? First of all, I had like few countries in mind. I knew that I would like to maybe speak better my French, so I was considering a project in France, then maybe to go in another country where I haven't been before. So I was looking for countries like Norway or Finland or Denmark or even England. It is super simple because you go on a platform and there you can choose which country do you want to go, what kind of the project. So I choose Finland because I have an education system here, and also I really wanted to understand how can you find a project suitable for you. And here I wrote like few questions about what. You need to know what kind of project do you want to be part. If you like filming, then you may choose something related to videography or some project that you need to film, you know. Or if you like photography or other, if you have other interests, then you have like a really large field where you can choose. Then when do you want to go, and when do you want to start the project, and for how long do you want to be, if you want to be like short one or long term. It's really important. I also agree with the organization. Like, for example, I could have not started since March, but we could have agreed on other term that it was suitable for me. Then why do you want to do that? Like, I knew that I wanted to really discover the culture and to be part of this project. You might want to learn a new language or know another country. Whatever reason it is, it's important to be there, because when you will have like difficult moments, you need to remember why did you wanted to start like this project. And then how do you want to look? Like, for example, I knew if the project will not be so nice, at least I want to like the place. So I choose the place that I knew that I will like no matter what. And that was a really good decision. So you need to know if you want to be like a volunteer, and these are the things that it will help you to find easier a project that you will like it more. What are the challenges that you may encounter when you are participating to this kind of project, and how you can overcome them? Well, I made a draw because it's a way that you are starting and is continuing, even though you are finishing your project. And I wrote here, big surprise about how things are happening in another country, maybe, or even the food that is very different from Portugal. Then also the language barrier. If you are afraid that you don't know a perfect English, don't worry. That's the purpose of the project. It's part of the project that you will improve your language skills. So this might not be like a challenge. And people, they are really understanding that it's your not mother tongue, and they're really open to understand and speak with you, even though you don't speak perfectly. So really try out, and you will see that to be in another country where you really need to speak that language, it will help you to improve it. Then sometimes you might feel loneliness because it's not easy to be somewhere else where you cannot meet your friends daily or weekly. You don't have your family close, or many things that give you like this. It's also a really good opportunity to learn things about you, about another place, and you will have a great feeling at the end that, oh, I did it by myself. And yes, you have in the program like a mentor and also staff support that will help you with all the challenges that you may encounter. And the last, maybe, what did I learn from my experience? And yes, I learned to do.
I think we are facing some internet issues, isn't it? Well, although I think Angela is facing some internet difficulties, probably because of the place where she is. Although the graphic designing help a lot, I think the main message was here. I would underline, for instance,
might be, you know, a perfect image for this, but I really.
Okay, I think we lost Angela with, it's pity, but yeah, we lost it. So, but I think the main message, it was clear, although the connection was not good. I would underline, for instance, the language issue. You shouldn't have afraid of the language, because of course no one is expecting you that you go into this part of the world to teach English, you know. Then of course it's not your mother tongue, so it's normal to in the beginning to have some issues, some difficulties, but it will evolve, and for sure after 1 week or 2 weeks you're perfectly suitable to communicate with everybody. Angela, thank you so much. Me and some of the team of the Youth and Citizenship department, we were fortunate enough to meet Angela in real context, and she's a wonderful youth worker. It's completely amazing, and she's full of energy, and is really amazing to see her, the way she captured the youth energy. So, and actually we met Angela in the youth center that the next guest, next friend, is on now. She's the international director of, let me see, international coordinator of the Ivarla Center, and it's Katia. She will be sharing with us there. Okay, yeah, we have here already the PowerPoint. Katia, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And talking about the place that Angela liked so much, even in the difficult times, and first time when we met with the team from Valongo municipality and with the group from Egypt and many other wonderful people. This is Hyvärila Youth Center. I thought I should show a picture of what we are. This is a summertime picture. Now everything is white, but it's still quite nice place to be. We are called Hyvärila, which is difficult to pronounce, but it's one of 9 Finnish youth centers which works year-round with young people from Finland and from other countries as well. Our main goal is to provide special opportunities for young people where they can learn about themselves, where they can expand their horizons, meet other young people, experience something they have never done before and realize that, hey, I'm actually good at this thing. And today I reached a new milestone in my life. Today I learned something special. So we do camp school activities. We do local youth work. We work with young people in different social groups, sometimes risk groups, and of course, international youth work. And I will show you a little bit more visuals of what international youth work is actually like. So Angela was here last year doing volunteer work, and she comes from Romania. But here is an overview of countries we work with. Here we have European countries, we have Morocco, Egypt, Jordan, China, and the big one is Russia. But it's not that we work with the whole of Russia, we actually work with this small region right here next to the border. But, you know, it just shows a cooler picture when you have this whole country covered. So we are open to cooperation and to hosting and sending young people to as many countries as possible. We always try to look for new opportunities, new topics that we can offer to youngsters. For example, if you're interested in environmental sustainability, green technologies, this is something we specialize in. As a youth center located in Finland, one of the main values that we have is environment and environmental sustainability, effective use of resources. So every year we have some kind of activities targeted with that theme. And for example, here we have happy people who just received their Eco Case. Eco Case is a special tool developed to research environmental sustainability of schools. We cooperate between Finnish and Russian schools, where young people learn about different ways to preserve energy, to evaluate, are we using too much light? How much water are we using? What's the main problem where we waste resources? They learn how to do that evaluation in the project. They go back to their schools, to their homes, and they can actually tackle problems and make their living area better when they know where the resources are going. For example, this year, after research done by volunteers who were in Hyvärila during the year, we realized that we use too much water in one of our buildings. They measured the water that one tap would use up to 9 liters per hand wash. And we had recommendation to change the taps and recommendation to change toilet bowls, and we cut down consumption by 70%. So these kind of international youth initiatives can actually lead to concrete change. You learn how to do new things, you learn how to research, and then you can result in concrete changes in your local community. Another topic that happened recently was Filmmaking Camp for young people who were interested in making videos in filmmaking industry. We had professionals who shoot movies from the Russian side and from the Finnish side, and a group of young people who wanted to try out what goes into creating a real movie. So they worked with professionals during 1 week, and they learned what kind of jobs there are on a film set, how do you edit material, how do you work post-production, how do you work pre-production, and so on. So they can actually identify what things they would like to learn afterwards. They have general understanding that, I would like to do something with the movies. But then after this 1 week of activity, they can actually realize that, hey, I want to do filming, I want to do post-production or marketing for media industry. So that's quite helpful. And talking about volunteering, these two survivors of the global pandemic volunteering, Olga and Elisa, they just left from Finland after 8 months volunteering project. They are the ones who did the evaluation of environmental sustainability of one of our buildings. They have been working as much as possible digitally with young people and helping us out with our projects. Here in every slide, when I will be talking about volunteers, see this red sign, go to European Youth Portal. That's where you should go if you want to become a volunteer. European Youth Portal. You go there, you learn more about it. Last year, we have lovely Margarida and Angela. Margarida was today at the conference speaking at 10 in the morning. She told me that she told about her experience making pastel de nata, which we, by the way, loved. And we think about that quite often. Go to European Youth Portal, don't forget that. We had some shorter term volunteers who did arts-related projects as well. They have been creating pieces for one of our buildings. It was a painting to the wall and also like a creative art project talking about local culture. And these wonderful people, Esra from Egypt, photographer, she made her first exhibition in Finland. And we were very happy to see photographs that she made during her travels around Africa. That was a lovely experience for us. And then Veikka and Ksenia, they did a Finnish-Russian volunteering exchange. Ksenia came all the way from Siberia, and Veikka went to visit Siberia for 6 months, where he learned more about the Russian culture. If you want to check out more about volunteering in Hyvärillä, you can go to blog and Instagram made by our international volunteers. They share their stories, photographs, and life experiences. Other thing that you can do is Erasmus Plus Youth Exchange, and this is a photo from last year with a lot of people present here now. That was a very fun 8-day experience where a group of youngsters from Egypt, Portugal, and Finland were talking about active citizenship through theater, and it ended up with a wonderful theater play, which everyone had fun creating. This is another group from Portugal that came in 2017 and spent a summer week playing ukulele and sharing about music in Hyvärillä, which was a lovely experience for all of us. Youth exchanges give you opportunity to informally communicate with your peers. You can learn things while playing, while doing some fun activities. But Erasmus program also offers more training opportunities. If you are ready for like a training preparation, you can choose mobilities offered by Salto Youth Portal, where you can go and check out what kind of trainings are available. There is wide selection of opportunities such as training in youth work, training in communication, trainings in sustainability and other topics. You just need to go through opportunities available at the moment, and remember to come back for new opportunities. One of my favorite things that we do is cultural exchange and arts exchange. When young people can travel and explore other countries through arts, and they can try themselves in painting, creating music, video, and we end up with having some results. Like this group of young girls from Russia, they are 16 to 18 years old, and they're creating this mural on one of our walls, which we admire still. So that was very, very nice way to leave a mark in our lives as well. Here is a little bit contact information if you ever feel like checking up on us. Thank you.
Thank you, Katya. Just
was I talking too long?
A little bit, but don't worry. Thank you so much. Varla is really a wonderful place, an example of how nature and youth activities can merge in a very, I would say, almost magical way. So it's a very interesting testimonial. Thank you so much again, Katya. And without further delays, let's go to Nereus. I think he's still stuck in traffic. Nereus?
Hi, not in traffic anymore.
And more?
Hello, guys.
You're back home already.
Yeah, I'm back home. How do you hear me?
The floor is yours. Go ahead.
The floor is mine. Okay, so I was, hello, my name is Nereus. I'm 35 years living in Vilnius, Lithuania, and I was listening now to a lot of inspiring stories by the previous presenters, and I can relate a lot to that. So myself, I started my career as a young person with age of 14 in a youth center in Lithuania, which afterwards brought me to where I am 20 years after right now, doing training courses, doing research, doing academical work and consultations. In the beginning of my career in the youth center, I was doing quite a lot of international youth exchanges, bilateral, multilateral with Africa, with Europe. So I had an amazing opportunity to travel around Europe and the world, visited more than 50 countries. And my main message would be to you that basically from all things which the previous presenters have told, you can really develop a very interesting and dynamic career to become a professional in the field of international youth work, non-governmental organizations, doing development work, traveling around the world and doing meaningful things, doing education, doing sustainable development. So really have a big impact into lives of other people. So myself, I like to joke that when I was 14, my mother pushed me to enter a youth center and to become a volunteer in the youth center. And now she has cursed the day because I do not have a proper job from 8 to 5 as my friends in Lithuania have, but you really have a chance to travel around and have quite a big impact. And even more and more people are doing research work, academic work. So there is multiple research about impact of volunteering, what kind of impact it has. And for example, in Ireland, they measured what is the economical benefit of volunteering. So €1 invested into volunteering creates €1.30. So of benefit, of social benefit. So basically it's 130% of investment. Another very interesting calculation, which the Irish National Youth Council did. So they counted that if a youth center and the youth worker is working with young people and he helps one youngster per year to avoid a prison sentence, so it costs the same as to maintain a youth center. So one young person in a prison equals to a price of one youth center for a whole year, which is reaching up to 500 young people. So that's the social benefit of participation, the social benefits which the youth centers are creating across Europe. So in Lithuania, we did similar calculations. So in Lithuania, the prisons probably are not so expensive as in Ireland. So it's 2 young people out of prison equals the same amount how much you have to pay to maintain a youth center with several workers who are doing that. Another very interesting research, which myself I'm right now involved in Lithuania, we are calculating the autonomy of young people. So autonomy is the opportunity to make your own choices in life and to have an impact on the community. So in Lithuania, we are measuring civic participation. So the measurement is done from 0 to 100. And that's a research which we are doing already for a year. So there is quite interesting data. So you can get 100 points for your civic participation and involvement. So general population has 38%. A pupil in the school has approximately 40%, because in school, you know how it's possible to cheat, which teacher will not ask you if he has asked you in the previous lesson for homework. You know how to get along in exams. You can get assistance of friends and teachers. So pupils are quite powerful in school. And then teachers have 54 points of civic participation, because they impact a lot the community in the youth center. So the interesting research which we have from this year, that volunteers, they have 58% of civic participation. So at least 20% more than the average person in Lithuania has. So people, they have much bigger impact on their own lives, on the lives of their community, and then they can make a statement and make a change. So being a volunteer, it has really a big impact on the way how you impact the community. You are able to change the problems, the situation in your community for a better reason. So that's quite a big benefit. And then also the employment opportunities for volunteers are much bigger. So because these days, everyone has a university degree, everyone has some experience, but then volunteering can be the aspect which is changing your career, and that's the added value where often the employees are searching, so that you have to be different than the others. So additional languages, traveling the world, seeing people, that can have a big impact for your future in creating opportunities to get better employment for you in the future. And also an interesting fact about autonomy, the less parents know about the activities of their children, the more easier for them it's to integrate in the future. So if you are doing volunteering, if you have your own activity plan, if you are involved, and then you have more time without your parents than with your parents, most probably it will be much easier for you to solve your issues, problems, and sort out your life in the future, because you know how to organize, you know how to plan, and to arrange your things. So all the things which the previous presenter said, it can become a career also for you. Coordinating volunteers, traveling the world, learning different languages, and then getting employed in such amazing organizations as the United Nations, Council of Europe, European Commission, regional development funds. So that's quite a lot of opportunities which you have. So myself, 20 years ago, I joined the youth center to become a volunteer, and now I'm doing research linked to youth work, young people participation, empowerment, also shaping policies and creating strategies for municipalities, how they can create better services for young people. So definitely 20 years ago, I couldn't imagine doing that. So try as much things as possible, join the youth council in your municipality, join the school council, and it will open much more opportunities for you in the future, because these days, in the present reality, it's very important to have your social capital. So to know people, to get contacts, to get opportunities. And probably my last message for you would be that the present generation, so you, have much more opportunities than all the previous generation together if you would add them up. So volunteering, doing Erasmus exchange, studying, working, making career choices, that's quite a heavy burden. But as we like to say in Lithuania, if you do not break an egg, you will not bake an omelette. So you have to try. And then find out what the world brings to you and what opportunities you have. So I really encourage you to join in, participate, and explore all the opportunities which you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nereus. Indeed, some very interesting and important subjects that you point out. Indeed, the voluntary and all these programs are very important to make you grow, to set up out of the box, and well, you should try it. Okay, so finally, Maria from Cyprus, I'm the president of Plan B. So Maria, can you join us, please? Can you?
Good evening, everybody. I'm trying to remember my Portuguese now. Bom dia is the good morning. Yeah, but the good afternoon, I forgot. I'm sorry. I hope I will come back to Portugal one day, so I will practice my Portuguese.
You're more than welcome to visit us.
Thank you so much. So here I am from the other corner, from Cyprus. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it's a pleasure to have such a big audience and young people that want to explore new things, learn new things that they can adjust also to their lives. So here we are. When I started Plan B, I was at the age of 29. You could say that it's quite late to start something as a youngster, but it wasn't. And the reason why I'm sharing this experience with you is because I bet a lot of young people don't know what to do with their lives, or they are in one path, but they are not sure if this gives them the full satisfaction. So yeah, so my personal story goes like this. I was working in a company. I was wearing high heels, fancy bags, finishing work at 6 o'clock. I was having another job as well because I had to pay my rent and all the expenses. And I was feeling that I was just getting old and old. I wasn't enjoying my life at all. So there was an opportunity of traveling with a Youth in Action project at that time. In Iceland. So I grabbed the chance and I went. And as soon as I stepped my feet in this amazing country, I felt that I was seeing the sun for the first time of my life. It was an amazing place. I met amazing people. I learned a lot. We were working about human rights on that project. And I was feeling that I was discovering a new world. Coming back to Cyprus, I was having a depression for sure. It was hard. It was hard to land back to Cyprus, back to normality, go back to work and talk all about the usual things that weren't important to me anymore. Then I convinced myself, okay, yeah, it was good for experience. It was 10 days, but I still needed to have some money to pay the rent, so I couldn't just give up on everything and then do this project by myself. I couldn't. But then life changed my plans again. So something bad happened to my life, and I didn't want to do anything. So I gave up my job. I was passing off 6 months of very hard depression. I lost a very important person from my life, and then on my way to recover, which was very, very hard, but it's life and it happens to a lot of people. So after 6 months, another opportunity with projects appeared to me, and I said, okay, yeah, I need to drag myself back to life again because I am still alive. Yeah. So I visited, I participated in a project. It was a youth exchange in Pisticci in Italy, in the middle of, yeah, it's not a famous place, but it was wonderful. So when I started at that project, I started wearing colorful scarves on the top of the black clothes. And then I felt that I started to have hopes again. So when I saw this change on me, I said, okay, so I really want to help other people to do that in their lives, to have hopes again, to have the desire to live again. So I returned back to Cyprus. I checked all the legislation, what I need to do to create an NGO. And slowly, I started creating the NGO. So now, after 7 years, we have sent around 700 Cypriots abroad all over Europe, participating in more than 150 youth exchanges and training courses, as well to European Solidarity core projects. We have hosted 25 Key Action 1 projects in Cyprus and 5 European Solidarity core projects, and we are partnered in 6 Key Action 2 projects. The feedback I receive from youngsters that travel and participate in these projects, it's quite nice, and I really see the change, and the change is in the eyes, because youngsters just open the eyes and they feel the happiness, and they gain a lot of things. They met new friends, they gain knowledge, they meet other cultures, they visit different places that otherwise Cypriots, okay, yeah, we are famous that we are not rich. So it means that it was a very cheap and nice way to travel, because accommodation is covered, food is covered. You even get a certificate, the youth pass, that you participated in the Erasmus Plus project. So it's a lot of plus. Okay, I can understand. Now the time is challenging for all of us, but you can take this opportunity for your self-awareness. Have a talk with yourself. Check, what do you actually like? Where do you want to lead your path of your life, of your career, of your personal life? And as soon as this pandemic is over and we will be able to travel as we did before, like 3-4 trips per month, you can grab all the opportunities around you. I also, yeah, if you don't, for me, for example, it was very hard. So I used all the photos that I was taking from my trips, and I was creating pots. Yeah. So, and I was planting my plants. I created my avocado. This is avocado, you see? So now it's huge. Again, with photos from my travelings. Yeah, you can always find alternatives. The thing is, don't lose yourself, because our self will be always with us forever until the end. And we need to take care of ourselves, recognize what we love, what we don't love. And if you don't like a situation, if you don't like your current period of your life, just go away, give up, and build the palace you want to be. You need to dare for your dreams, because I don't know if anybody said to you this, but we don't have another life. It's only this. So yeah, fight for your dreams. And you are always young.
Maria, thank you so much for your example of overcoming and your expertise. I think we end up this panel with a really good experience, knowledge, with a really good statements of how we can jump out of the box, and how come sometimes when one door closes, another one opens. So it's pretty much it. I saw that you talk about some some, for instance, the key actions. It might sound a bit confusing for the youth that is listening to this explanation, but you can always come to the youth house of Valonga, and we will be more than gladly to explain a little bit and to decompose these statements, the names of the programs. So I think we are on time, and now we have those 15 minutes that I was telling about in the beginning of the session. So if you want to point out some questions, some things that you would like to be clarified, now is the moment. I noticed that in the chat we have already one question from Lisette. I'm going to read it. Lisette Silva says that my daughter has a degree in biomedical sciences. She is 20 years old. Can she participate in this project or in this kind of projects? Who would like to comment this? Okay, Katya, yeah, if you.
Yeah, that's a very good question. If we talk about European Solidarity Corps as program, or Erasmus Youth Exchanges, or trainings, you don't need to have special education in any field in order to participate. These programs offer more like opportunities for your personal development. So in this case, your interest in some kind of field is usually enough to get you in. So if the person is motivated to try out, let's say, building an environmental path in Iceland, but they have a degree in electronic engineering, they can still do it. They don't have to be a professional builder. So it depends on her interests, it depends on motivation. Most programs would list what kind of qualities they are looking for in the volunteer. And as much as I have seen in European Solidarity Corps or other youth participation projects, there is never any requirement for having a degree in certain field. But it's definitely a plus if volunteering opportunity she is looking for would be somehow connected with the field.
Yeah, indeed. In the previous webinar, we had also Margarida that went there to Ivarla, and she's one of examples. She has a degree in, I believe it's also a medical degrry, and
she has engineering, some special engineering degree, very like particular,
very specific. Well, and she went there to teach how to do pastéis de nata, isn't it? So it's she was saying that it really helped to grow and to well, just to improve her life and his academic and social postures. So and to answer Lisette, yes, it's possible, of course. Your daughter, of course, is suitable to participate in this type of projects. So more questions.
I have two questions, if you permit.
Okay. Can you present yourself, please, before?
And first of all, thank you for all the...
I think we lost you. Can you present yourself before making the question? No, I think we lost. Any other question before we recovering the last one, the last part?
Hi.
Okay. Hello. What's
Hi.
your name? Can you present yourself, please?
I'm Mariana.
Mariana, okay.
From the Consultamga in Valongo.
Okay.
Thank you for all the participants. It's great presentations. My two questions is one for Ekaterina. It's, are there more foreigners on campus than local people?
And the second one, question?
It's for a person who is considering volunteering and Erasmus, what advice they can give?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Katia, do you want to answer?
I'm sorry, I didn't actually get like the question. Is there more international persons?
Yes.
Than local persons, yeah.
Well, actually, if we talk about international volunteering, then we invite international participants. If it's a youth exchange and we have 3 countries, every country has same number of participants. So we have 3 countries, and then there will be 5 Finnish, 5 let's say Romanian, and 5 Portuguese participants. That would make the balance of the group that there would be fewer local than international participants. But overall, in our work as Finnish Youth Center, most of our participants come from Finland, but they come for other programs. It's just, I'm talking about international opportunities. So here we would have some kind of balance per country.
Thank you.
In fact, when me and some of our team works from the Youth and Citizenship department, when we went there, we just found out that Ivarla is like a melting pot. You have people from everywhere from around the world. Is unbelievable, and the feeling that you have there, it's completely amazing. So you students from Consultan should have an eye on Ivarla because it's a wonderful experience. So, and the other question?
What advices can you give to some person who is considering volunteer and Erasmus?
Okay. Who wants to answer? Okay, Maria.
This is my personal opinion, but for a person that hasn't been involved with Erasmus Plus opportunities yet, I would strongly advise to start first from a youth exchange. So what is a youth exchange? A youth exchange can be up to 10 days, let's say, from people aged up to 25 years old, usually. You go within a group, like a Portuguese group would be 5 Portuguese plus 1 leader. The leader doesn't have an age limit. So these groups meet together, for example, in Italy, and there you can have 36 participants with 6 countries, which means each country will have these 6 people, 5 youngsters and 1 leader. And we'll talk about, let's say, citizenship or environment or unemployment. So this is usually the first experience, because the person gets to know how Erasmus looks like, how the rules go, how it is to share the rooms, the training room, the learning activities, the non-formal education. So then you can repeat the experience, participate in another youth exchange and another youth exchange. And then you can start by traveling and participating in training courses. The training course refers to youth workers, to people that work with other youngsters or children that want to transform the knowledge they are gaining to their local community. So these people work like ambassadors of knowledge. And after that, or even before the training course, you can also make a European Solidarity core project, which is about volunteering. I think this is the order that helps youngsters to understand as well the values and to be able to feel satisfied as well.
Let me just say that Consultamiga is a school that is here in Valongo, and their expertise is bakery and connected, you know, with food and all sorts of the works. Yeah, works in the restaurants and so on. So this could be an interesting path to follow to all of those that are listening to this experience. Maybe to help you to choose a professional path, or if you want to, if you're, there's always a point in your life when you're not sure if you want to go to university or if you want to go to work. Perhaps a gap year, like one of our guests were explaining, a gap year could be an interesting solution for you, for just to be sure if you want to go into that specific direction, or if you want to try another decision or another option in your life. So this is the perfect program for you to just test yourself and see the opportunities that you have. And let me also tell you that concerning with the technical issues, you can always go to the youth house of Valongo to clarify those questions, you know, because always the first attempt, the first time that you hear about these opportunities is always a bit confusing, concerning with the traveling, and also with technical issues, and also who is going to be responsible for you. So all these technical questions, you can always come with us. Also in Junta de Freguesia de Mzinde, there's some colleagues that can help you. Also in Centro Social de Mzinde, there's always someone that could help us with these specific questions. So more questions. We still have a few time. Yeah. Does Paulo Jacob, do you want any more questions? So feel free to come to come with us, to come by us and ask the about the rules, the things, the possibilities that you have, the questions concerned with pocket money, with traveling, with insurance, with everything. Just come and just come to us, and we will gladly take those doubts. So if there's okay, Paulo, if you want to write it down, Paulo Jacob from Admira, I think he probably wanted to write it down. We will gladly read it out loud and answer if you want. So last chance, no questions? Guys from Consultamiga, no more questions? Okay, so yes, we will be sharing. Okay, so now the game. So now we are going to challenge you to define this session with one word. We are going to put a Mentimeter pool, and we defy you to just click on the link, go there, and just describe this session with one word. The link will be available on the chat room, the bate-papo, and it will appear here in the big screen at the moment. So can you all go to the link that's available on the chats? It's menti.com. And you can just write down a word, and you click send or enviar, and we will see the puzzle of letters in a moment here. Yeah, just describe the session in one word. Oh, okay. So here are the cloud of words. So we have like amazing, inspiring, information, travels. Nice to see that everybody's participating. Yeah, also Sedel, this webinar is integrated in the European Week of Local Democracy. So to wrap up this session, some of you are still participating. Okay. Okay, so to wrap up, I would like finally to remember that in order for us to deliver the certificate of participation, we need all of you to answer a satisfaction questionnaire, which will be sent by email. So pay attention that if you want your certificate, just we need for you to fill that form. So thank you so much. Thank you, Malek, dear Angela. Sorry for the connection. It was wonderful, but I think we get the main idea. Thank you so much, Katya. It was wonderful to see all those fascinating projects and to see Varel again. Nereus, always great. I hope your kid is better from the finger. And Maria Draco, we were really sensibilized with your experience, and it was great your sharing. So thank you so much, and I hope we can see all again in the near future. So thank you so much, and goodbye. See you, Malek.